Hello everyone, my name is Loko and welcome to some more Heroes of the Storm. Today we're gonna be having a look at the Battleground of Eternity, which just now got enabled in the PTR of the game. So currently I'm in a lobby right here. We're just gonna be playing with some AIs just to have a look at the Battleground and basically explore the place together. Alright, so here we are in the game. Now this is going to be the Battleground of Eternity, which is actually part of this first expansion for Heroes of the Storm, and this is going to be happening very shortly. Turns out I'm actually talent gated right now, which is a little unfortunate. But basically what this map is all about, there's going to be like a never-ending engagement right here in the middle of the map, and that's going to be kind of interesting because I've not actually seen any actual games played on this map yet. Obviously, I've seen some of the introduction videos, and I've seen what people are talking about as far as this battleground goes, but we're gonna be playing some Thrall and we'll see exactly what happens. So I'm gonna have a quick look around here in the middle side of the map. As you may have noticed already, this is going to be a 2-lane map. So obviously players will need to split up in 3-2 formation, I suppose, early on. And I gotta be a little careful, obviously. Haven't actually played any kind of Thrall for a little while, but I gotta say, this map looks really, really pretty. I mean, obviously this is the Diablo themed map. Obviously a Diablo themed map that will allow us to, get the introduction of the map as soon as the Butcher and whatnot get introduced as well. This will actually be available, if I'm not mistaken, next week. So, everyone can install the PTR right now and get a little bit better of an idea. I wonder when the Titans in the middle will spawn though. So basically what happens after a little while, for each team there will be a Titan, or whatever it is, like a god or a demigod, in the middle side of the map. And players will need to either, defend their own Titan, I guess I'm gonna call it, or you need to kill the opponent's Titan, at which point, after, you win, you will basically have that Titan go in one of the 2 lanes. And apparently it goes in the lane where it's actually... where like most buildings are still available. So it's not called it's not called Titans, it's called Immortals. Pretty much the same thing, right? Alright, so they're gonna be spawning in the middle, and basically they're gonna be fighting consistently and constantly. So I guess I am gonna go over towards the middle side of the map right now and have a look at what is going on. Alright. So here's one of them, and that is ours right here. I think I need to try my very hardest to, apparently dodge that AoE attack that he did right there, and we'll just try our very best to deal damage to it. Now, they're in the meantime doing the same thing, and obviously we could also decide to try and go and defend ours, which I think would be a pretty reasonable assumption to make as well. Obviously I have to be very careful. Wow. Am I gonna go down to AIs? Wasn't planning on it. Interesting. I wonder how this is gonna be though. It's hard to say, obviously, in competitive play especially, how this is gonna be. So, after they have been killed for 50%, they will basically switch positions. So right now they're in a bit of a different place. Yeah, so right now I'm trying to defend this. I wonder, maybe a hero like Sergeant Hammer is actually pretty reasonable in this map. But anyway, so we just killed one of them, and as you can see right now, it's joining up in the middle. And it's gonna like charge up there for a little bit, and then it's gonna join one of the lanes. So, looks like we can see this little icon on the minimap right here that indicates that it's gonna go over here. So I think this is where the Titan, or the Immortal rather, is gonna spawn. So there he is. Apparently this guy will have 2 phases. The first phase... Oh my god, this thing is powerful. The first phase is basically where he flies, and the second phase is where he goes to the ground, as you can see right now, after that, like, shield bit is gone. Oh man, this seems really hard to stop, though. The one thing that I'm always concerned about, well, I do end up falling right there. The one thing that I'm always concerned about with these kind of maps is the simple fact that if this Immortal is out right now for them, isn't that, like, gonna carry through for the rest of the game? I mean... The next Immortal is very likely now also gonna go in their favor because they're gonna hit like level 7 before we do. And at that point they're gonna be like much more powerful. I was a little bit worried if it doesn't steamroll a little bit too quickly. But that's pretty interesting though. There's obviously a massive battleground in the middle, or a massive like space in the middle. And it's not like... oh god, we gotta be careful. It's not like the haunted mines where obviously you have a pretty small map. It takes quite a little bit to get over there. So we may actually be able to kill Diablo here, which would be nice. Get him! Good job. So at least Diablo though, and it doesn't really achieve a whole lot. Now we probably should have had someone in the top lane. Obviously the Vikings are gonna be amazing on this map. Let's be honest here, like, you probably want to go you want to have like all of the team in one of the lanes. once the actual Immortals join that lane, right? I think that would be the go-to strategy to try and push that as hard as possible. Obviously, if you can soak experience from the other lane at the mean or in the same time, that obviously has a lot of potential as well. That Immortal though, it did end up falling relatively quickly, so I guess it all depends on that. But technically speaking, in a 5-on-5 engagement, the team that has an Immortal should win. I think. Alright, let's see if we can get him. There we go. Alright, so fair enough. We actually did win that team fight right there. I'm gonna go towards the top lane, but looks like they are spawning once again. So, I think there's about 2 minutes or so in between. I think it's about 2 minutes or so in between. Okay, where are you gonna spawn, dude? Where are you gonna spawn? So, this is the Immortal for my opponents. Gotta be careful for that. Make sure we don't get hit. And I don't think it's gonna do any kind of direct damage to me, other than like these circle things that it does and like the pushback that we experienced earlier. So just have to make sure I'm at the very least like relatively close to it. But you see what I mean? Like they're pretty close to hitting level 7 right now because they managed to kill that tower and whatnot. And at that point, they should just be able to kill our Immortal much faster than we can kill theirs. Obviously that may mean though that there's like... Oh, okay. Okay, they're gonna move to new ground and now... Oh my god, look at this, that's fancy. Woo, that's pretty cool actually. Alright. Yeah, so, okay, that's what's gonna happen. After like 50%, they're gonna start moving towards the middle for a little bit, and that's where we try and teamfight pretty hard. But what I tried to say there is that like, they hit level 7 before us, and I would assume that that is gonna be pretty much every single time, right around the time that that second Titan spawns, or Immortal spawns rather. And at that point, I think they would just win. So right now, they won that Immortal once again. This is going to be a fight that we really don't want to take. But that shield is much lower, though. That shield is very, very small. So I can't actually attack it right now. We have to wait for it to go into the lane. And right now, it should go towards the top lane because we have more towers here. So it tries to basically split in between. So, okay. Well, I can see that at this point, though, the second Immortal is gonna most likely go in their favor as well, but we should be able to stop this one a little bit easier than the very first one. So, this may actually not be too bad. Although this fighting from Chen is pretty awful. We need to try and kill this Immortal thing, I would assume. Oh no, oh no. No. Whew, we're getting wrecked here. We're getting absolutely dominated so far. Interesting situation though. That's a nice little hit right there by Tyrande. So basically there's this Immortal spawning in the middle side of the map every now and then. And once it goes down, or you know, you defend your own Immortal, the winning Immortal goes into one of the two lanes, the lane that has the most buildings in it. At that point, everyone in the team is gonna try and push that as hard as possible, and I would assume it's pretty difficult to come back. So I'm not sure though. I may obviously be completely mistaken in that, but I would assume that just the sheer talent advantage every single time is gonna win out. I mean, the guys that will get the first Immortal out will likely get level 7 first, and the second Immortal will likely then also follow it up with level 10 first, which they are going to be able to get right here before... What's it called? Before the next Immortal spawn. Although they're AI, so they do mess up pretty bad. Fair enough, though. Fair enough. Obviously, this is just assumptions before even really playing a real game of this. But it's interesting. I'm wondering what kind of healers or what kind of heroes will be common on this map. Like, technically speaking, if you get a full damage composition, right? Like a composition that doesn't have any healers and doesn't really have any tanks, you will be able to nuke down that Immortal so ridiculously fast. At which point it may actually be worth your time as well to at the very least give that a try. I would be surprised though if we see no healers at all. So let's have a quick look at these different kinds of camps. So siege camps on this map are a little bit different as well. As you can see, they look different, and they're actually like they do single target damage. So rather than like the golems that throw these boulders, they do a little bit of something different. So if you have a quick look at them, they're gonna join this lane, and they're gonna start throwing, you know, these things, and they're actually outranging the tower as well. So that's actually super powerful. Same goes for the mercenary camp, the bruisers, but we'll see. So they are level 10 right now. Once these Immortals hit level, or hit 50%, they're gonna switch position. At which point we are gonna be in a lot of trouble. Because they're gonna be level 10 and we aren't. Or at least not yet. So here we go. Okay, well there we go, we do get it. Oh, this is scary. Obviously, you do have the option right now to just skip the Immortal altogether and just go for... Yeah, so right now, there's no real reason for us to attack this Immortal anymore and just go for some extra siege damage. At the very least, like, damage that we can guarantee. Because I think if you're level 9 versus level 10, winning in Immortals is nearly going to be impossible. Don't kill this guy. Now, we'll have a quick look at the mercenaries in a little bit as well. Alright, the enemy Immortal is preparing. So right now, actually, they're not available. I wanted to go over there, but I guess we'll wait a little bit. And it's gonna go towards the bottom lane. It's pretty, though. Like, I mean, look at all these little details on the map. It's pretty insane. It looks really, really crazy good. It's pretty impressive how they managed to do all of this artwork. Can I get some help, boys? No help? Oh, there we go. Ooh, we went for the healing totem. Oh, no, he didn't, actually. Did he? I'm not sure. Yeah, so right now it's still flying. And we're actually winning a team fight. Don't know how. If only I had mana. If only I had mana. Alright, so after this Titan falls, or this Immortal falls, we're gonna go towards the mercenary camp. That is up north a little bit. And we'll see what we can do. Gotcha. This hinterland blast a little bit powerful. Alright. Let's just go back to the Nexus right now and see what's going on. Look at this thing, though. That's like a prettier version of Tyrael right there. And with 2 swords. And Ruin's Might is overrated. Alright. So we just had a look at the guy is still going to town right there. That's pretty crazy. You could probably juke this pretty bad as well. But anyway, let's have a quick look at the Bruiser camp now. Which also has 3 little guys. Opposed to, you know, the usual one. So basically what this guy is, it's like a shaman sort of thing. God, I need some help here though, because I wouldn't be able to do very much here by myself. They're actually fighting a team fight in the bottom lane. I think I will be able to do this, potentially, hopefully. Alright, we're just gonna ult it up, because I really, really want this thing. So basically what this thing is, I need to kill the shaman, because the shaman spawns these dog things. And the dog things are... constantly respawning. So basically, if you see this guy in a lane, you need to make sure you kill that one. This guy right here. So as you can see, he spawns these doggies. And those doggies are gonna help us out. I probably should have helped out my team there. And not go back like that. Should have just gone through the middle. But here we go. So, as soon as one of these doggies dies, which is likely gonna happen here, he will spawn a new one. That's the idea. So there we go. And obviously you can use that for some pretty crazy pushing potential. Because I think they will not be able to hit him with the towers, or at least I'm not sure. Look at this thing though. This one guy, this one bruiser is still going to town right here at the top. You can probably jinx this pretty interestingly as well, where you can basically force them to go in this direction. Because right now I had 2 guys going through the top right here and 1 going backwards right there. We'll see. Anyways, I'm gonna go over here, boys. Let's see if we can defend our Immortal this time around instead of fighting theirs. I think I would be smarter in this scenario. Okay, guys. Oh my god. Guys, don't. Alright. They're fighting right now for their Immortal, but there's no way we're gonna be able to make this any faster, right? Oh, they're actually gonna go towards the middle right now. Ooh, this is pretty crazy though, the way they force a team fight here. Alright. So obviously if you win that team fight right there as the team that was currently behind, you will be able to nuke down the Immortal pretty rapidly. So that's cool. The Butcher, by the way, is not available yet. I know there were a couple of people asking about that. That will not be available until next week. So obviously I will be making videos about that one by the time it's available. Right now it's really just for testing out this new battleground and seeing what's happening. So I think depending on how much damage you do to their Immortal, like it decides the amount of shield that they get. I think that's how it works. So basically right now we did about half the damage to their Immortal. And it's gonna get a little bit less shield. But that base amount of health it has doesn't seem to be changing that much. She did, by the way, go for the healing totem. Alright. Let's see. It doesn't get affected by the ults, as we could have expected. Okay. So right now you can see it's doing this attack right here, where it's basically like doing a similar thing as it did when we were fighting it. And right now it's at half health, and it's gonna switch to towards a different attack type. I think we actually may end up losing here though, because this is not looking too great yet. We haven't had a single Immortal for ourselves yet. Yeah, so we're just trying to nuke this guy down as fast as we can, but it's not easy. Alright. So he will go down. He will end up falling here. And now I think there's going to be a 2-minute timer. So if it spawns right around 17 minutes, it would indeed be a 2-minute timer. Alright. So these siege camps, very powerful. Bruiser camp, also very powerful. I think this has a 3-minute recharge timer, something like that. And I would assume it's like 2 minutes at the bottom. There's no bosses or anything like you know, on some of the other maps, there's no bosses on this one at all. Just a massive, massive playing ground right there at in the middle side of the map with no bosses. These trees though, look at these. Alloon be with me. Or Alloon. Alright, we're gonna get this camp going right now. Let's have a quick look at how these guys walk. I'm kinda curious. Because, like we saw at the top side of the map, one was going that way around and two were going that way around. Basically getting free range on the wall right there and the gate as well. That could actually be interesting if you have a way to force this. So let's have a look. Is that what it does by default? No. Actually right now it's going through the top, which I assumed was going to be the case, but... Oh, the enemy is attacking our core? Maybe I should go back then. Oh god. I didn't want to die yet, guys. Immortal spawning in 30. Oh, this Immortal is going to be a tough one to hold. Okay, let's see if I can ult. Oh, that's a nice ult. Well, that's not gonna do very much then. Alright, best tank EU. Diablo. Diablo, come here. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on! Oh man, I'm going for it. No, Lowko! No, you shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have done that. I don't know what level I set these AIs to be. I think I set them to the hardest difficulty. Or I think that's the default. It's a pretty newbie thing of me to do, to try and basically just chase him down. All the way to the other side of the map. Alright, so they're just gonna be fighting it off right here. I wish I could zoom out a little bit more so we can see them, but they're basically just ignoring whoever is attacking except for these circles and the AoE spin thing that it does. And they go from there. Right now we cannot actually see them over here, even though they're close to our Immortal as well. You can just sort of see the health drop on the health bar right there. And then also the health bar, you know, drop there on the side of the map. Yeah, so right now it forces the team fight once again in the middle when people are trying to figure out, hey, do we go top or do we go bot? Although there will likely be some sort of pattern in that. So once again, like, they will be able to win this one pretty convincingly, right? It's hard to come back on maps like this, I would assume. Obviously, right now we have a pretty good chance to. But it is gonna go towards the bottom of the map, and likely we'll be able to kill like another keep here, which would not be what we are looking for. So right now it's preparing, and we're basically just waiting for it to be ready, and there it is. Flying straight over here. Yeah, so it's much faster in this mode than it is when it's walking, I think. It seems relatively fast at the very least. So it doesn't get stunned or anything. Okay, well, let's see if we can kill someone. Baleo going down. Okay, we can probably kill Diablo there. So good though. Eric is overextending a little bit. My god, fast stats damage. Woo. Make sure I don't run into it. I like the concept of the map. I'm just a little worried that it might be very difficult to come back. And obviously that's true for some of the other maps as well. So it may just be ending up that the bruiser camp and the mercenary camps and whatnot are super important on this one. Like if you're behind, you may be better off trying to, you know, take both of the easy camps or the bruiser camps, or not the bruiser camps, the siege camps, to try and get back into it. Because I can imagine that if you're behind and you're just going Immortal, it's gonna be really, really difficult to get anything done. Oh, these are the catapults right there. That's pretty sick as well. Oh, that looks pretty awesome. Nice. Alright, can I get some help? Or are we gonna try and fight him here? Okay, fine. I'll just join the fight this time around. I'm not a bad guy. Sadly, wasn't in time. Sorry, Chen. Sorry, Mr. Chen. Kind of funny though, they actually put every single hero that you get at level 1 again. Even though I do have the master skin unlocked on Thrall, which I got a very long time ago when I first got onto level 10. Ooh, nice. Alright. The comeback of all ages here. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of teamfight potential on this map. That's for sure. Wow, that ult. Alright, let me grab some mana real quick before the next Immortal spawn. And let's see if we can nuke it down a little bit faster. Now that Falstad won't be able to join in immediately. Obviously, he does have the option to go fly. And that actually may be a really good idea when you're playing on this map, to basically just go with heroes like that. Brightwing, Falstad, you know, heroes that are very mobile. We'll see. Alright. So we should have already been in the middle side of the map, because it does give you a lot more time. Right now they're already fighting our Immortal. Alright, let's go. Well, that ult doesn't do a whole lot of damage to it. Yeah, so they're right now level 20, right? And you can see, like, they're just dealing out more damage. They just have more health than we do, and I definitely should not have used my ult there. They just have more health than we do, and we got more life and damage than we do as well. And it's just tough to try and get an Immortal of our own. We'll see. I don't think there's going to be any imbalance regarding the map choice. It is kind of interesting though. You can, like, technically speaking, you can try and fight this guy solo to get a little bit less health. But right now it's going to get a pretty massive shield. Gotta go towards the top side of the map, and it's going to start fighting our core. We'll see. We'll see. I don't think there's going to be a turnaround happening here. Obviously, if you win like a team fight past the 15-ish minute mark, you will be able to have the chance of a turnaround, but it could already be a little too late at that point. We'll see though. We'll see what the professional gaming teams have to say about this map. I know that a lot of them don't really like the Haunted Mines too much, as you may be aware. But here we go. So they're all moving in here behind the Immortal. And it's gonna start dealing a heck of a lot of damage. Ugh. Alright. I like the concept of the map. I like the way the map works out. I'm just a little bit worried that comebacks are gonna be very difficult on a map like this. Very, very, very difficult. Because, well, the first Immortal goes in their favor. They will be level 7. Oh, wow! Look at all that legendary loot. I forgot about that. But yeah, if the first Immortal go in their favor, they will be level 7 first. If the second Immortal then also goes in their favor, which it highly likely will be, they're gonna hit level 10 first. And at that point, you know, it's just very difficult to come back. Either way though, they obviously did get a bunch of new stuff done right here. You can actually see the amount of healing that they did and the amount of damage that they've been taking as well, which is also part of this new patch. But I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you haven't already, hit the like button. If you want to see more, hit the subscribe button. And I want to thank you guys all for watching. Have an amazing day. Do not forget to smile, and I'll see you in the next one.